Hey guys, what is up? Smitty here, and welcome to the Loquacious podcast, the second episode. I am one of your two hosts, Smitty, and I'm joined by my good friend Kozork here. How has your day been, my guy?
It's been alright. Kind of hot outside, honestly, but it's been pretty good.
Yeah, it is very hot where we live right now, but yeah, it's crazy stuff's been happening. We kind of have a stacked episode today. Very dramatic episode. More than our first episode. We got the George Floyd situation, the
No.
the H3H3 Keemstar stuff, and of course the Doja Cat stuff. So yeah. If you just scroll through the video, you can probably see which topics you guys want to see. I'll try to put timestamps in the link in the description. I'm trying to learn how to do that, so if it doesn't happen, I'm sorry. But I'll try to put some timestamps in. But I'll start.
Blame that on the editor.
Sorry, say that again.
I said blame that on the editor if it doesn't make it in.
Right? Yeah. Blame that on the editor. Yes. Hold on, I gotta. Okay, so we're just gonna get this out of the way. It's a very big situation here. For our first topic, we're talking about this whole George Floyd situation. So, gosh, okay. There's a lot to unpack here. I'll try to get like a broad scope of what this situation is. So, George Floyd was this man who was not a criminal. You know, obviously, if you see the thumbnail, it is George Floyd, this black African American man. This cop, or multiple cops, in fact, in Minneapolis, Minnesota, found this man because he was being accused of frauding checks, I think.
Yeah, fraud.
But, yeah, obviously I don't think that happened. It's been pretty viral, so if you haven't seen it, you've obviously been living under a huge rock here. I think this is like the biggest story of this week, in the world, not even just America here. And so these cops, came and they arrested him. From what I was hearing, George Floyd was trying to resist, and this one cop put his knee on the back of the guy's neck. So, gosh, all right. So, obviously, okay. So then the guy unfortunately passed away. Again, very serious stuff here. Sorry if I'm going on a little bit of a tangent. I'm just kind of trying to explain, this.
They're calling it calling the death. They're calling it kind of like a medical death.
I wouldn't say it's a medical death. I mean, I think the cop just murdered him.
Yeah.
And I mean,
but that's what the department is saying.
Well, of course they're trying to. Well, of course they're trying to make up stuff to say his death, but this is one of many cases of African American or white against African American violence in the U.S. And I guess to say in the last 8 years, there's been more and more, and these last these last 2 years, it hasn't happened as much, not to this scale. I remember in that 2015-2016 era where it just happened every month and it was getting kind of ridiculous, until okay, in my opinion, who I think stopped this violence during this 2015-2016 era was K-Dot, Kendrick Lamar, with his To Pimp a Butterfly statement,
Well,
I
I
think
also
which
think
changed the
like
game. Which I mean, yeah, I get that's just me related it to music, but I honestly think that's what stopped it. But sorry, I was kind of going on a tangent. Go on. Sorry.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I think it also might have been because like officers required to have their like body cam at all times, so like you can't really get away with it as much as you used to be able to. It's
Yeah,
kind of everything's on
it's
recording
it's
now.
not the
So.
1960s, you know, and it sucks
No,
that it's still happening. It's 2020. I mean, I know this year's been utter shit, but like, come on now. It's sad.
yeah,
It's honestly sad. I could not believe it when I saw it. I thought it was like I don't know. Gosh. And the thing that really got me was, it was a white man, and there was some videos about him uh
right.
previous of, like, him, like, being a like, racist, obviously. He's using that Blacker the Berry reference that is utterly disgusting. Uh, and of course, besides your political points here, he is a Trump supporter. Now, if you're Republican, Democrat, if you're pro-Trump, anti-Trump, I don't care. Now, okay, I saw this quote from a good friend of mine, Samat Savage. He's a YouTube rapper. You guys might know him. He said, all Trump fans aren't racists, but all racists are Trump fans, and I can't disagree with that statement. Um, it's sad to see. Uh, and before I end this other tangent that I'm on right now, Jesus Christ, sorry, I'm just really flustered by this situation here. The the president, right? I mean, obviously, I'm pro Democrat, so you could say, oh, you have a bias. Our president tweeted this. Okay, I'm gonna go. It's not word for word, but he said, if people are looting in Minnesota, it's time for shooting or something to that, like, rhyme scheme. Um, that that yeah, I have no words. Just just think of that for yourself. you know. Uh, yeah. Okay. Go on, Kozor.
Okay.
Sorry about that. Yeah, I just
So,
kind of went off on a
that's,
tangent there for a bit.
so me myself, I don't really care about politics that much. I'm not really on either side. I wouldn't really say right now. Currently, I don't know. I just find it to more divide people than do anything else productive. But
Right.
what's sad here is like the fact that he while the police officer was holding like his knee to his neck, he was like saying stuff out, like he was calling for his mom and like saying he was gonna die and that he can't breathe. And yet, well, okay. And yet, well, the other officer just kind of stood around. That's kind of
Not just one. I
it.
think there was like four other officers.
Yeah,
Oh, and again,
yeah,
they were all of different races as well. It wasn't just four white cops. I think there was some light skinned people uh, as well, which is kind of interesting to say the least.
right. And and then there are, well, okay, I'm not saying to like tackle a cop or anything, but there was also people like recording. Though people were yelling for the cops to get off him, but I wouldn't condone attacking a police officer. But at the same time, I mean, I don't know. He's kind of killing the guy right in front of you. You couldn't do anything. It's kind of, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, okay, it wasn't like George Floyd murdered anyone, or was it like Floyd like raped anyone
Yeah,
or anything. He got accused of frauding checks even though I mean, who knows if he did or not? But I honestly don't think he did. But if
But who
he,
cares?
yeah,
Honestly, for even if like he had committed fraud or whatever, that's like that. I don't think they needed to use that much force, kinda to say. And then like
right,
I don't know, maybe the to be fair, the people may have thought that he might have been a violent criminal. That's why they maybe were like using so much force. So maybe that's why they didn't step in. Which
yeah,
okay, I guess I could see that, but at the same time, no, still. I
yeah,
think my other point still stands a bit.
and
Um,
and after this thing happened, Minneapolis kind of went into this chaotic state.
right.
Burning buildings, police stations abandoned, Targets destroyed, Walmart's destroyed. This has been on like a level again of like this 1960s era, which is ridiculous since that was what 20, almost 60 years ago. Uh, it's crazy to
Well,
think that we haven't got away from this, and it
I think
sucks.
it.
Or
Okay,
go on.
you go. You go.
Okay.
You go first.
Yeah, for sure. It sucks really because this man here was a police officer. I guess you could say he has authority, which is a stupid opinion in and of itself. But he murdered someone and he went back to his house fine. Uh, he didn't get arrested until this morning, and the case happened, I think, on Monday, on Memorial Day.
And they
Um,
say,
that is
sorry to
that.
cut you,
Yeah,
but
go on, go on.
they say FBI to investigate this case, and it's like I don't know if you really need the FBI to investigate. It's not that hard of a case to like see or like figure out. I mean, it's pretty clear cut in my opinion. Or like you
Yeah.
know, you can see
Uh,
what happened.
Gosh, and the thing is, he went to. They arrested him. He went to jail. He went to jail for third degree murder. This cop, third degree. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure it's first degree. Uh, I don't know why they would say third degree. That makes absolutely no sense. I think they're just trying to water it down. But I mean, even where we are now, I'm not gonna say where we live, but Minnesota's across the country for me, and there's still riots where I'm at. I mean, there was riots like down a major street when I was driving the other day or yesterday, and it really sucks.
oh
Gosh,
yeah.
yeah,
One of my mom's coworkers, she said, saw the riots happening, but she didn't really know what was going on. It just kind of
right,
freaky, freaking her out because she didn't know or my mom's coworker didn't know what was going
yeah, and I mean, here's my final thing on it. A white man killed a black man, a police officer, even. I don't even have to say white on black, a police on black violence again. I don't know, for the fifth, like a lot of times this has happened. So like for the 500th time, I think they deserve the repercussions that Minneapolis is going through right now because they don't know how to handle it. Instead of, I don't know, waiting 5 days to arrest him and put him on third degree, they should have put him on first degree um, and put charges against him. Um, and yeah, I mean, I think yeah, that's my final thing on it, and that was my last little statement there on the situation. What do you think about it, Kozurk?
I think. Well, okay. This I think why there's so much like destruction and stuff is that um like kind of like fear. I don't know. Maybe like anxiousness and like fear have been like kind of building up because of all the current things that are happening. Like this, and YouTube wouldn't like me saying the word, so I'm just gonna say lockdown.
Right.
And that other jogger, that other black jogger who got shot just a few, like, I think it was just like a month,
Yeah.
some. So I think
Yeah.
kind of like all this has been building up for people, and they just let out in destruction because
I mean,
rage.
honestly, I think they get exactly what they deserve. And
Oh yeah,
I think
I'm not,
they could have dealt with the situation way better. Um, and this is what led to the writing. If on Memorial Day or even like Tuesday morning or something, if they arrested him, put charges on him, tell him he was getting murder charges, I think there'd still be riots, but I don't think it'd be to this level.
right. But okay, I kind of differ with you in the sense that, like, okay, so I think, okay, sure, yeah, the police officer and like some of the people behind like the case are should get what they did, but like I don't know about like the whole state, like burning down like WalMarts and Targets and freaking out innocent like chains and just making life harder for other people.
I mean, yeah, it's mostly Minneapolis is where like the burning stuff is happening. Uh,
Uh,
but yeah, I mean, I guess maybe don't target the local stores. Maybe that's a little bit too much, but maybe at least go
yeah,
after the
I
police stations that are not arresting their own uh, people.
Yeah, I say peaceful protest. That's fine. We chill.
It's ridiculous because yeah, uh,
Did you hear like okay, some of the protesters got violent, they said, and then the like people in riot gear showed up and then fired tear gas.
oh yeah,
Like that's kind of
I
like
did hear
imagine
about
being
that.
part of like a protest and then some group gets violent. But like and then you get tear gas. Kind of mess.
I heard Trump sent the National Guard over, and going by that tweet that I was talking about earlier, uh, that's very scary. Um, yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
yeah, come on. Even if you're a Trump supporter or not, that tweet sounded like someone from the 1800s. Yeah,
yikers.
yeah. Um, I also saw a highlight of his tweet, like from other people, just like trashing on him about him supporting, saying that people holding Confederate flags and people holding Nazi flags are nice guys, but when he talks about rioters, they call them thugs, which in itself could be perceived as racist. But yeah, I don't want to talk about this anymore. It's kind of sad now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was about to say we should get to the next topic soon. There's lots
yeah.
of them.
Uh, let's talk about let's go to the other side of the another universe here, and let's go to H3H3 versus Keemstar drama.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
yes, sir.
so yeah, you go for what? Yeah, what do you think about this update? I know H3 did his last video, his like nuclear winter video, and then Keemstar did his, I think his part two, and then he did like this hour long video that got taken down by YouTube. But
Oh, he reposted another YouTuber's hour-long review, but yeah,
right, yeah. So yeah, what? Yeah, you go first. What do you think about this stuff?
I think. Well, okay. I think YouTube's kind of getting worse in general. I'm going a little tangent here, like you did.
Yeah.
Just the past few years, because like, okay, Keemstar uploaded that video. Ethan said he didn't take it down, and if that may or may not be true, who knows? But like, if he didn't, then that means YouTube took it down. But plungers Keemstar replaced instead of the guns when it at Ethan in the video, which is like okay, that's kind of like seriously YouTube. That's kind of like you know a weird
Yeah.
move when there were far stuff on your platform you could be dealing with now.
Right. I mean,
Also, Keemstar kind of did make a good point that in his thumbnail, Ethan did have like a nuke on him when he's only plungers happening.
yeah. I mean, this is why you don't see like edgy content as much as you did like a few years back. Um, due to that.
People are.
Yeah.
We need
Um,
like a new big like good streaming site that's not like Twitch and all that. YouTube.
yeah. I mean, I don't think it's gonna happen for at least another like decade, because I think YouTube is like the
Site.
big mastermind thing around
Well,
like
honestly,
video
they could fix
platforming.
this whole thing like a kids section, like YouTube Kids. YouTube it already exists. YouTube Kids, and then you can have like other versions for like I don't know more aged people, I guess, like that have
Yeah. Even if it's like a cringy ass name like YouTube After Dark or something, I mean, like, come on, and there needs to be like something
it
like,
doesn't even have to be like that explicit. It doesn't have to be full on blown, naked people out here, but it can just be like how the old YouTube was, where they'd allow like they're more lax about their stuff,
for sure.
about their like rules.
Yeah.
Also, I
Crazy.
mean, okay, they both kind of made their final point, and then Keemstar also challenged him to a boxing match, which Ethan declined with Keemstar's own tweet. That was a pretty good like comeback, I'd say.
Yeah. Um. I mean, I'd see the boxing match, honestly. um,
Me too.
More YouTube boxing,
And
man. I mean, I know we're
Keemstar
getting that
also had a
KSI Jake fight, but if we have like Keemstar H3 on the undercard or something, yeah.
right. That would be good. Honestly, also Keemstar did have a point that it would make both of their channels grow, and that's a good way to just end things. They can legally throw punches at each other.
I mean, that's what
Physical
Logan.
violence.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Logan and KSI did, and it worked. So
And both their channels would grow from it, so that probably would be in the best interest. But I mean,
yeah.
it's apparently not going to happen. So,
I
rip.
mean, yeah. I mean, the numbers that come from this before the fight, they had less than, I think, like 15. After both fights, they were over 20 million. um,
Yeah,
yeah,
crazy.
so I think Logan just got over 20 million, but I think KSI's been over 20 for a while. So
Right.
yeah,
Oh god, that. Yeah.
but
Honestly,
I think
they both got hurt from this. They both lost some sponsor. Well, at least one sponsor. So like
yeah,
they both nobody won in my opinion. They both lost.
yeah. I mean, and okay, so I'll just kind of dissect H3's video and then Keemstar's final. I'm not doing the hour long video. Just they're both like last videos like on the subject. That's just them. So like H3's nuclear winter video and Keemstar's like part 2 response video thing. For
Right.
H3's video, he basically again does this whole glory and gold situation. I think I don't know. Honestly, what I think about it is I think that I mean, I know it's just an old guy, but at the same time, he also shows stuff of like just wanting to get clout, kind of like an older version of Jake Paul, um, and
Right.
and so yeah, but I mean, people always get hate anyway, so I guess there's that. Um, in the end, I don't know who would win.
Hold up,
I
hold
think
up.
Keemstar still did sort of wrong.
I want to say something about the nuclear fall or winter video. Yeah, he
Yeah,
mostly talked. Let me give some context for anybody who didn't watch. He mostly just talked about the old man Tony again. And if you don't know who that is, well then just go watch the videos, honestly.
right. Yeah, for
Or
sure.
because like I'm not gonna explain too much to explain.
Right.
He kind of just used him to say, hey, he's a really bad person. That's why you shouldn't really watch what.
Yeah, exactly. Like H3's first video, I think was really good, and I think he had the
Yeah,
ledge. But like as time went on, I think it's now even because
I
H3's
think he
second
lost
video was
kind
I, and
of
then
his
H3's
argument.
third. Let's say that again. Sorry.
I think he kind of lost the goodness of his arguments. They're getting more like muddled down and like,
Yeah.
as
Right. Yeah. Um.
yeah.
Yeah. It's
Just
crazy.
rehashing and
Yeah, and I mean the thing is that like they both started this beef was because Keemstar accused H3 of frauding money. H3 already proved that he didn't, but then H3 brought up this drama from 4 to 5 years ago. Uh, and
right.
I mean the 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 thing that I'm going on Keemstar's side here, the thing that really rubs me the wrong way was H3 using Etika's death as a leverage. Obviously, Keemstar responded also with Etika's death, but before anything, Etika's death wasn't brought up, until I think this summer when unfortunately he did pass away. So
Right.
with H3 breeding up that Etika death, I don't think. Uh, yeah, it sucks to use someone's death as a leverage for an e beef. You know, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, Keemstar was by himself this entire beef. H3 used an old man and someone's death as his leverage. um, just think about that for a few seconds. Yeah. So, what do you
Said,
think
in
about
my
it?
opinion, like both lost, but like I kind of agree with you there. But I mean, H3's kind of whole goal was to prove, oh, Keemstar the bad first, by bringing up
Yeah.
all the also, which
It
I
wasn't.
mean,
It wasn't about him though. He literally just grabbed a drama point from Keemstar. Since Keemstar does run a drama channel, he's probably gonna obviously talk about his drama. I mean, Keemstar is the biggest drama YouTube channel right now. Of course, he's gonna
right.
have some drama. That's literally in the title of his channel. Um, so the thing. I had a point, but it slipped off the tongue. I'm not too sure what I was gonna say now. Oof.
Okay, I'll follow you up and say, I'll follow
Yeah.
you up. So, in my opinion, yeah, okay, Keemstar has done some bad things. Like, sure, like people always say, like people generally in like consensusly. I messed up that word. Okay,
Yeah. Yeah. You go. Yeah. Go on.
consensus agree that I meant in a consensus, like agree that
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah.
bringing
Yeah.
up hold up, bringing up the past is like bad in an argument because just in general because like you know, you could have done some shitty stuff in the past, or you might have changed, sure. But like, I mean, it's just annoying. First of all, like when somebody brings up the past, like say the same thing was happening for you. If they brought up the past and everything you've said, I think they could find some stuff that wouldn't paint you in really the best light. And I'm not really taking either side here, but at the same time, I just think it's just kind of sucky in general.
Yeah.
On both sides to just bring up the past and what they both like, done.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, the thing that Keemstar did was bring up all these situations about himself and go against H3.
Right.
Very minimal time points where he was talking about like H3 and someone else.
Right.
H3
Yeah.
was
Talking about.
basically the entire 3 videos for the most part was just Keemstar having drama with someone else. Now, I don't think I don't know. I just don't. I don't agree with it because it's I just don't agree with it because it's just like, why are you making a point that he's bad when you have only one thing about the person you're going against and yourself? So, yeah.
And to be fair, hey, yeah, he might he might have made some. I mean, Keemstar might have made some like false accusations, but as you said, it kind of does run like a news channel, so you kind of gotta get us
Um,
off
yeah, his
the wrong
channel.
path.
Yeah,
And to be fair, he may have been fed some false information that he may have thought was good. On like, let's say the Tony situation. Like, turns out, well, okay. Let me just say the pedophile thing might not be real. In my opinion, it probably isn't. But somebody
yeah,
kind
it's
of
not.
edited the screenshot of the conversation between Tony and that other person to make it look like to make it look really, really bad, and like he is a pedophile. So I'm assuming like Keemstar got this off like an anonymous source, and if this was true, in anybody's perspective, this would be a good news thing to cover because that's a lot of drama, that's a lot of news that you could get
Right.
by breaking that.
Yeah. His channel name
Obviously,
is Drama
gonna
Alert,
bring it up.
so you'd think.
Obviously, he was going to bring it up, or somebody was going to bring it up.
Yeah. Right. But
I don't know if his intention was to like hate on the old man necessarily, just to cover what information he found at that time, which turned out, well, in my opinion, to be wrong. But like, then he got flamed over it, which necessarily wasn't right. But I'd say that's more of the fan base's like, you know, problem for kind of attacking, like kind of, or like jumping the gun on that one, and not just waiting until more information or evidence came out.
yeah, I mean, Keemstar didn't tell his fans to trash on Glory and Gold. Uh, yeah, so it was kind of crazy because
Yeah,
it was yeah, yeah. I think this is the end of the beef. I think for now.
yeah.
Uh, so yeah, because YouTube both told them to stop because YouTube are weaklings. Um, because they can't handle a little beef. Imagine if Filthy Frank was in today's YouTube.
YouTube actually told them to stop.
Huh?
Wait, YouTube actually told them to stop?
Yeah. Yeah.
Hilarious. I didn't even know about that. Oh my god.
Yeah, like imagine if Filthy Frank was in 2020 YouTube. I couldn't imagine
Well,
it
that's why
because
he is here today. And that's why he like kind of
that's why he
changed.
left. Yeah, and started making music. Yeah, I know, crazy, but Ah,
He made a smart move there. Channel would not survive in the current YouTube state. I don't.
yeah, gosh.
And I'm just like, I don't know. I just think like media sites in general are getting kind of we need a new big platform that isn't really. I don't want to say corrupt, like I don't know, badly moderated. I don't know. Like there's also that thing with Twitch and Pokimane, but that's not for this episode. That's probably for like I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
Find that out
we
yourself.
can talk about that a little bit. We have time. Yeah, we can talk about that a little bit. It's not in the title,
Okay.
obviously, but you know, we'll just do just a little sprinkle of stuff to talk about. So yeah,
Yeah.
Pokemon's thing. So I don't think I know as much as you about this. So let me explain the little that I know, and then I'll let you go. From what I know,
Okay.
is I think Pokimane accidentally showed her Shablama Blams.
Well,
I
okay.
think it was accidentally.
She said it was a hype by somebody else to troll her, but yeah, you're
Yeah,
pretty much
and Pokimane is I think like the second biggest Twitch streamer behind like Tfue, I think. So yeah, obviously Twitch weren't gonna let that happen, and there's a long running thing of Twitch and e-girls, and how if somebody shows their shablama blams, they don't get striped. Like an example of this is Alinity and all that bullcrap. But yeah, that's all I know about the thing. You go.
okay. So like, yeah, there's a long history said, and she got off with a warning, and people were saying, we don't really know if it's because she's a big streamer or if it's just because she's a. But either way, I'd say that's pretty bad because Twitch usually just bans people without even a second thought over accidentally showing shablam blams, as you said.
Yeah.
I think like they and people were saying like change their rules to include like, oh, this may not specify to big stream, or just like give out the same punishment from now on, just like warning from now on. Otherwise, it wouldn't really be right.
Right. And I mean, I guess it was on accident, right? Or
Sending others, it's not going to be. Hmm?
I mean, it was on accident, right? So I mean, it could like it's not like it was Alinity or whatever purposely trying to show their Shablama Blams. I think Pokimane did it on accident, right? So
Right, but other streamers have accidentally. This was the case in point. Other streamers have accidentally done the same thing and have, reacted the same way to the Shablam Blams and still got, banned really quick.
yeah, I mean, I guess there's a bias from Twitch to e-girls. I mean,
Yeah, there might be, or just big Twitch streamers. Like
or in
either
general,
way,
yeah, not just girls. I mean,
they gotta change their rules or change how they punish Shablam Blam, accidental Shablam.
yeah. All right, so our last topic here on this second episode of this podcast is the Doja Cat drama that was happening like over these last like 2 weeks, I'd say. I think you go first. You go first, Cody, because I think I know a little bit more about this. So you go.
From what I know, people are making a lot of claims about her like hating her skin color and being like in supremacist chat rooms and stuff. And people are like, "Oh, she's gonna be canceled," but then she made an in which she kind of addressed that. No, not really. She was just, on I forgot what chat site, but like, it's not really supposed to be known for racist stuff, but it does have like more racist moderators.
Right.
and like she didn't intentionally do that. And in her song, she did admit like it was kind of a wrong I that she shouldn't have really used that word, and that people were kind of interpreting the lyrics wrong.
Yeah,
And she said she could fix lyrics if she needed to,
for
if
sure.
people wanted her to.
Yeah,
So I think she did pretty well in addressing, the claims that were being thrown at her. So I don't think she's really canceled at all. I think she did a good reversal on that one.
right. So obviously I'm a Doja Cat simp, so I'll be biased, obviously. No, since I am a total simp for Doja, I do have her vinyl, which is pretty cool. But
Right.
anyways, yeah. So she was on this like group chat thing with a bunch of white guys, and the four clips that I saw from this tiny chat thing, it they didn't say
Okay. Yeah.
anything racist. It was just a bunch of white guys, and so
Right.
you know that.
He did say the F word, but like, I mean, I don't know.
I mean,
that it was,
she's you know. I mean,
he
what
was
she
like
said when
kind of
she yeah. Sorry, go on.
in the yeah. She was kind of not in the right state of mind. So like, I think that's kind of an honest mistake.
Yeah, and yeah. So I mean, she was on the group chats. I mean, she is what she said in her video. I get she is light skinned. She is part African American, whatever. And I mean, I guess she can say that if she wants. I mean, I don't think there's not a law of her not saying that, especially she's not white, so it's not like they can say, "Oh, you're white, you're not supposed to say that." She's not. So that argument,
Right.
I don't really understand.
I would,
I guess her being on the video chat sites was kind of like a um,
right.
but uh, what was I about to say? Shoot. Uh, oh, okay. So her apology video, like, okay. So first, her apology like thing that she put up on her Instagram story, I think didn't
Yeah.
really do it justice, obviously. Uh, but I think that was just from her company or from her like label.
Oh, you mean like the edited or the Insta Live?
No, not the Insta Live.
The
The
edited video. Yeah.
the edited video, and she put like an Instagram story of like just like a typed out apology thing. Uh,
Yeah. Oh, in the live, she kind of admitted that it wasn't really, it was more of like a company move rather than, what
right.
her honest, kind of. I'm muddling words a little bit, but I think I kind of got that because okay, yeah, it was more of a company thing than her own, uh, kind of her own like just off the top, like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, no, yeah. It was the Instagram story was her label, her company. The Insta Live thing was her from like the heart, I think, and she didn't have a script for it, So, it was like off the dome at least, you know. Um,
Bullet points. All that was really pre-planned.
yeah, I think the apology was a dub. I think it was a dub. I think people are still hating on her since she got a number one and she didn't show her shablama blams like she tweeted it.
Right.
Because
Well,
she
to be
tweeted,
fair, I
and I mean like come on, like how much Like, okay, I'm a simp, but like, I knew she wasn't gonna do that. I knew she wasn't gonna do that when she tweeted that. Like, I was like, oh, haha, funny joke. I know you're not gonna do that.
I'm gonna say though, I don't think anybody should have expected that to actually happen, but at the same
Yeah,
time,
you
I
don't
don't
see.
really.
Yeah, I mean, like, okay, like Doja
Hold
Cat's.
on, hold on,
Yeah,
hold
sorry.
on.
Yeah,
Hear you.
yeah, go.
Okay. I don't think people really should have expected that. That's not really realistic. But I also don't think she should have really said that. But you can't really take that back.
I
It's
mean,
whatever.
yeah, I mean, come on,
Okay?
it's a joke. Like, people should have got that. Either people are really dumb and thinking like, oh yeah, a like 23 million, female rapper, one of the biggest right now, is gonna show her shablama blams. It's like Beyonce. You don't think Beyonce is gonna do it if she tweets that, right? Like, no. Like, come on. like she. I think she has a few #1 hits under her belt. Like, you know,
Right.
yeah. I mean, yeah. I don't think she was gonna do it. Like, that makes no sense. But
Thing I
yeah.
was saying, on the
Sorry.
thing I'm saying, like, okay, as Jordan Lucas kind of said in one of his songs, I don't think uh, fuck. I'm I'm muddling words left and right.
Oh,
Okay,
which wait? I can
wait.
help. Which song? Which song is it? I can help you.
It was the one where the I don't know the name, but the people were divided into like two sides, two floors. Was one of the.
Two floors.
It's
Her.
like the um kind of like white guy who everybody thought was gonna
Oh,
just
the
make.
yes. Okay. Yeah. The
What's the name?
yeah. I mean,
As I said,
the
okay, but in that song, I don't think like I, in my opinion, people really just anybody shouldn't use the N word, but they do. So I mean, but like to be fair, she was not in the right state of mind, and I don't think she would have really done it if she had known she'd be recorded or like or if she had been in the right state of mind.
yeah. And I mean, I mean, this might be this. This might be a little bit of a gender bias from people like online, because you see rappers say the N word in their songs on Insta Live, on I mean, even you I guess you can make a case for even Joyner. He says the N word. He's light skinned. You know,
Right.
no one trashes on him about it. Jay-Z, K Dot, Kanye.
Yeah,
Uh,
a lot of rappers.
yeah, a lot of people say that. So when a female does it, and now everybody's like, "Oh my god," it's
Okay, one argument you could potentially say, but I don't really think it's a good argument, is like, oh, they don't really usually use hard R, but in my opinion, hard R or not, you still shouldn't really say
yeah.
either
I
way.
guess I guess there could be a case for hard R. I didn't know she said the hard. I thought she just said the regular version, but if I didn't know she said the hard R. But if she did,
Unless I'm getting this wrong. I think she did though. Unless I'm getting this.
I mean, yeah, okay. If she didn't, then what I said before still stands. If she did, I guess there could be a case for that. So yeah, but
Right, but
yeah,
at the same time, I still take the apology video as kind of a massive W. I mean, it does most of the points, if not all.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, I think this wouldn't have happened if she tweeted that, and then people got mad, and so then I think that led up to the recording of that thing, because people got mad that, oh, I couldn't see her shablama blams, so I'm
Kind of
getting
all just
salty now, but
everybody.
yeah.
But like, yeah, really, you shouldn't really expect to see some relationship plan. There are other ways. There are sites for that. No,
Right. Yeah, and I mean,
there
yeah,
do that if you so choose. I don't know why you're so focused on like one person.
for sure. Yeah, I think she'll come out of this though. I think she's. I don't know if she's dropping an album this year. Uh, I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I think there'll still be some people who are mega salty, but most people will be like, yeah,
yeah,
will kind of
yeah,
accept the apology and move on.
yeah. I think she's fine with that. But yeah, I think that's a good spot to wrap up this episode of the Loquacious podcast. Uh,
Okay, yeah.
yeah, pretty good. Well, really packed episode this was.
Yeah,
Um,
very, very cool.
yeah, very very drama heavy episode. Hopefully next week it'll be all better though. So I think, yeah. But yeah,
Hopefully
please
we won't
leave.
have as dramatic.
All right, say that again. Sorry.
Oh, I said just hopefully next week we won't have as dramatic topics, you know? Who knows? We'll see.
Just this week it was just all of a sudden, drama topic after drama topic after, all this stuff. So, uh, but yeah, our stuff will be in the link in the description. Hopefully, I'll have timestamps. Maybe yes, maybe no. So, my YouTube and my reaction channel will be in the link in the description, as well as also my Twitter, Kozorks, uh, YouTube and Twitch will also be there as well. So yeah, we post every Friday/Saturday, depending where you're at. Maybe Thursday even, depending where you're at. So yeah, be sure to like, comment down below, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys later. Peace.
Pieces, see you.